Mark Hall Patton. I want to welcome you to the Clark County Museum. Now, this time of year, you'll notice when you come out to the museum that we're decorated for the holidays. We decorate for various holidays over the course of the year. And during the winter season, we're decorated with, Christmas lights on the houses. But you'll notice that some of the houses don't have Christmas lights on them. And you might wonder, well, why not? Why do we have, on, say, the Gaumond house, we have Christmas lights, but on the Beckley house, right here behind me, we don't have any Christmas lights. And in fact, we have Christmas lights going down the street in front of the Beckley house. Why would we do that? Well, there's an historic reason for that. When you look at the history of electric lighting at Christmas, electric lighting wasn't something that you always had for outdoors. In fact, you didn't always have electric lighting. But outdoor electric lighting for houses really doesn't start until about 1920. And the first electric lighting starts out as something that you would have on the street, not really on the houses. In 1920, the first street in the United States that became known for being lit up was actually Santa Rosa Avenue in Altadena, California. In fact, it has the record for being the longest standing lit up street in the United States. It is still lit up every year. It's the only time that it was not ever lit up was during World War II. And so starting about 1920, some of the cities in the United States would pick a street, they'd call it Christmas Tree Street or something like that, and they would hang strings of lights outside so that it would create a festive atmosphere. But for lights to be on the houses, there were a few lights available in the early 20s, but they were very dangerous, they were very expensive, so very few people had them. And when you think about it, there was a lot of communities in the United States that didn't even have electricity. Now in Southern Nevada, we did. I mean, Las Vegas had electricity from 1905 on. We started out having electricity here, but we didn't have outdoor electricity for our houses. The Beckley house was built in 1912. There were no electric lights available to put on the outside of a house at that point. It was not until 1927 that GE came up with a pre-packaged set of lights that you could put on the outside of your house. And so when you come out here today to the museum during the holidays, you see that all the houses that come after that point in time have electric lights on them. The Townside house from the 1940s, the Gaumond house was actually built in 1931 but is restored to the 1950s. The Babcock and Wilcox house from the 1930s, all of these we show as we have the electric lights on the outside. Now you might wonder though, when did they become popular? The actual electric lights on the outsides of houses, even though they were really available, they really became quite popular in the late 1950s and 1960s when suburbs became popular and people wanted to have electric lights on. If their neighbors had them, they wanted to have them. And that's when it became popular for everybody to have electric lights. So when you come out here, you can see the different time periods. You see the lights on the street. You see the house without any electric lights. You see the houses next to each other with the electric lights on them. This is all part of the history of how we have celebrated the holidays out here. So I hope you will come out here and join us, get a chance to see some of the history. You may not realize that you're actually seeing parts of our history as you're seeing these little differences, but all of this is part of our history. Now remember, it is hard to find us open. We are only open 7 days a week. It is $2 to come through, but we do hope that you'll come down and see us. Enjoy the pleasant holidays. It's a wonderful time to come out to the museum. All of the houses are decorated, so please come down and join us. Remember, it is $2. Unless you're like me and over 55, then it's only $1, or you're under 18, well, I'm not that, but if you're under 18, it's only $1. So come on down and join us.